You spent countless hours in the garage with your dad. Now investing in that old car and working on it with your son reminds you of him. And his legacy lives on. Fund your passion with a low-interest home equity line of credit from Bank of Blue Valley.
Where are you?
Oh, is it getting old yet? Because I love it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. How are you, Scott?
Good. You look very nice. You're all dressed up. Did you have what's cooking today?
We just had a show, so I forced myself to shower. But thank you.
Oh, okay. So your children had a show.
No, you and I have this show, so I felt like I should look kind of.
Oh.
But I do have 1,000 children at my house because they don't have school this week, so everybody wanted to spend the night. You know, I've set up. I guess I'm the only adult in this house. I've set up a house that has all the things a kid would want to do, and so this is always that house.
Well, that's wonderful. It's great to have a common place where people can meet, just like this show that Bank of Blue Valley and Burns McDonnell sponsors to bring us together to have an open dialogue from any and all businesses and business nerds like you and I.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Going to St. Louis. What are you up to?
Well, I was going to tell you that Bank of Blue Valley, I've got a banker there because I do my banking there. And Lori brought me a pumpkin pie the other day.
That is
Pretty
so
excited
nice.
about that. I know. So see, if you go do business at Bank of Blue Valley, you will get a pie, which is amazing. We are going to Plaza Lighting because my son is performing at it. So
that is awesome. That is a woman that you are in a CEO group with. Her name is Susan. Won't give her the name away of her company, but she's a young person that her company helps put on the Plaza Lighting. So it's kind of cool. The local company helps put it on, and she's killing it in business.
Nice. Yeah, he's performing, so that's what we're going to do. And for dinner, I'm not a big turkey fan, so we're going to go to Lula's Southern Cafe. They have a buffet, and I also don't cook. So it's going to be really good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different.
Did Lula's win the gumbo competition at 18th and Vine?
Yeah, they're so good. Have you been there yet?
I have not, but I have not forgotten it in my memory because, why would you not go there if they won first place in gumbo? And
they, it's where Nara used to be. It's so good. They also have an event space they're opening up upstairs. So it's pretty cool. We're going to have them on the show. But, so you're going to St. Louis. And then.
Well, I'm thinking about changing my business meeting I have coming up instead of Lulu's to go there. I didn't know it's where Nara was in the crossroads. So, look at that. Bank of Blue Valley and Burns & Mac delivering it on the local level and the national level.
Right. Love it. Okay, so today is a very special show. If you're watching, we need to know you're watching. I can see all sorts of people watching. So we need to know you're watching. Tell us who you are, what you do. Are you watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? Get in here. If you are watching on the replay, let us know over here. If you are on the replay or you're watching us live, I'm super excited about this show. So here's the deal. Today is our Small Business Saturday show. We said we were going to do this last year. We did not do this last year, so we were very intentional on doing it this year. And we have to give out a shout out to India Wells Carter because she helped us book all the guests, and she's amazing. And so I said, we need businesses that people can purchase from on Saturday, right? So that's what we have today. I'm super excited. Have you met? I know you've met one of our guests before, but that was it, right? That's me. I've only met one of our guests before today.
All the other guests I just know from social media.
Cool. Look. Hey, y'all. Hey, Deborah.
Hey, Deborah.
Vincent says, Vincent Lister, America's Grief Coach on Facebook. Nice to meet you. Guess what? Deborah's niece, Chloe, I'm going to give her a shout out. I actually hired her as my new personal assistant, and that is who did our emails for us. And we are on day 2, and she's already changed my life. It is amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to Deborah. Look at that LinkedIn, or that's a Facebook photo. Either way. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty fire. All right, so keep watching us. I see we got a bunch of people over on LinkedIn too. Okay, let's bring everyone in because nobody wants to talk to us. So hold on. William is watching on
Come
LinkedIn.
on the show, Billy.
Billy, William, whatever your name is. All right, here we go. Let's get to this absolutely terrible music that you love so much. Are you ready? Here we go.
Keep that beat going.
I hate it. I hate it so much. All right, here we go. I'm just going to bring them in by the order they were. The first test is Denisha, Katie, Keliah. I hope I'm saying that right. Somebody understand. Dr. Chelsey. We ran out of time in the pre-show today. I don't know. It was just all sorts of lots going on. So Deborah says, thank you. So if I said your names wrong, you're going to tell me how to say them now. Laura Lee Jones said you never let anyone say your name wrong. Otherwise, you give them the power. All right. So Denisha, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Well, you did say my name right. So thank you. I really appreciate that. My name is Denisha Jones. I am the owner of Sweet Peaches Cobblers, and I have been in Kansas City my whole life. I am a born and raised native of Kansas City, Missouri, and our product is a frozen, ready-to-bake peach cobbler that is sold right here in the metropolitan area, around in different grocery store chains, Hy-Vee, Some Fresh, Price Shoppers. We do wholesale as well. We're in a couple of restaurants. And we're just trying to go big and go global so we can represent our show me state.
Denisha, what restaurants are you in? And who was the first grocery store and the first restaurant to do business?
I don't think you're in restaurants, right?
Yeah, I'm in a couple of restaurants.
Oh, you are? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So we're the Wing Studio sells our peach cobbler egg rolls and our royal cobbler. That's cooked with a peach crown royal. And then the Juke House sells our Jack Daniels peach cobbler. And then the Keliah Cakes that's now on the Independence Mall sells peach cobbler funnel cake.
And then you're in grocery stores too, correct?
Yes.
What grocery stores are you in?
Price Shoppers and Hy-Vee, Some Freshes. Yeah. So we're in 33 different locations now.
Whoa, that's huge. Okay, and I heard something as we were getting pre-show, and I realized it was 3 o'clock, and I was like, we gotta go. And I was being crazy. Did you just win some big contest or pitch contest?
I did. So the most recent one, I won second place in the alt cap pitch competition, show your biz, and I was the grand prize winner for the Hy-Vee Opportunity pitch competition as well, as a grand prize winner. Yes.
Okay, I'm always obsessed when people are so good at cooking. So can you tell us a little bit about like how did you start this? And because in my mind, I'm imagining you were just so good, everyone kept saying you should sell these. Is that what happened? And then how did you start coming up with all the different flavors?
Well, I wanted peach cobbler during the pandemic. And of course, you always want what you can't have, right? Yep. So there was like nothing open in Kansas City. So I started driving to places that said they had it. Either they wouldn't have any or had no kind of flavor. It didn't taste anything like my grandmother's. And that's all I could base it off of was my grandmother's peach cobbler. So since I was unsuccessful, I just started making my own, and I would document the trials. And I took one to my brother-in-law's little small gathering. And it was my first one, which was the Crown Royal Cobbler, which we call the Royal Cobbler. And before I knew it, it was all over Facebook that I had the best peach cobbler in Kansas City, hands down. At that time, I was a behavioral analyst, and I gave up. Well, I was laid off probably intentionally to serve the purpose to pursue my own career. And then January, layoff. We was in 3 stores by August the 15th of 2021.
That's amazing.
Wow. I like that you said that you're like to serve the purpose that you probably didn't know when you got the layoff, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
It is. It's very crazy. But, you know, I believe it was predestined to happen. I come from a family of cooks. I am myself not the best cook in our family. That may shock some people, but I'm not the best cook. I just wanted a good peach cobbler, and I kept practicing and perfecting the recipe until I perfected what to me tasted like my grandmother's cobbler.
That's amazing. And why do you think you were craving peach cobbler? Was that the only thing you were craving?
I mean, during that time, it's just, do you guys ever have this moment where you think about something and it has a smell or a taste associated with it?
Mm-hmm.
It could be an old family member and you smell mothballs all of a sudden. It could be something like that. I just started thinking about my grandmother, and then I would continuously have the taste of her peach cobbler in my mouth. And so it was just an urge that I wanted. She's been gone for some time now. I mean, her sisters make it, but it was just something we done together during the holidays. And during that time, I just wanted some of her peach cobbler.
Okay, and then I have one more question, and then we'll move on. I think it was Katie, maybe, said somebody, maybe Chelsey, I don't remember who said this, but in the pre-show, somebody said that they went to go try to find it and it was sold out. Is this your busy time of year? And there's going to be a lot of people out shopping, especially Small Business Saturday, which I really want to focus on today. Yeah. So how do you like in these busy types of seasons, how do you stay on top of that?
I don't. I don't, honestly, it's just, we do what we can. We're a small business, but we make sure we hit our targets, where it's the highest selling targets and our highest selling stores, and making sure that at least all the stores have some product. And we keep them posted on Instagram, Facebook. They can go to our website, sweetpeachescobblers.com. But mostly we post on Instagram about the stores that we just stocked. Like today, hey guys, I'm giving you guys something really secretive, okay? I just stocked the Price Choppers on Bannister with family sizes. They have family sizes in stock. So you guys are the first to know that. I have not posted it yet.
Everybody rushes there. Do you do any e-commerce, or is it just in stores?
We do e-commerce. Actually, our Christmas holiday sales are starting next week, where people can go on our site, pick their flavors. It's a bundle of 4 cobblers in a pretty holiday basket, and we ship them all over.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. What's your site? You have to tell us your site.
sweetpeachescobblers.com, and it's like the first thing you see when you go to the website.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I can't wait to
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Excited to hear the other ladies' journeys as well.
Katie, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Hi, I am Katie Mabry Van Dieren. I am getting over the flu, so sorry if I cough. I own the Strawberry Swing Indie Craft Fair, as well as shoplocalkc.com and org and edu and Craft Show CEO. I also am the founder of the Truce Market Collective and Truce to Palooza. So I am a community cheerleader. I basically have been shouting from the rooftops to shop local since 2011 is when we started the Strawberry Swing. And I've worked with all the ladies that are on this today via the Strawberry Swing, and especially with Chelsey, who does Casey Black Own. We kind of do the same thing in different ways, and a lot of times we get to partner together. And I have been able to host both the other ladies at the Swing, and I cannot believe how much you've grown, Denisha. You were next door to where I am, so I'm in my store at 3630 Main. We are closed here on Tuesdays, but I'm in the store, and we carry all local makers and artists and bakers goods in here. And then next door we have a space where sometimes I do pop-ups next door, and I remember tasting those cobblers in their little cups, and now look at you. So it's what I do for a living, is help people like everybody on this call be able to do what they want for a living, and I love it.
Can you talk about the event that you have going on this weekend?
So the Strawberry Swing is in its 12th year, and I have the flyer that I'll hold up. But for anyone that doesn't know what it is the 12th annual holiday swing. So it's our 12th year of doing the holiday event. We will take over City Market starting Friday, on Black Friday, and we will run our craft show all weekend until Sunday at 5. It goes 10 to 5, 10 to 5, 10 to 5. And we will be there 4 weekends in a row. Only this Friday, though. The rest will just be Saturdays and Sundays. And we have more than 95 local small businesses, bakers, makers, artists, along with some of the city market vendors who will be there too. But we will take over the sheds that you normally see farmers at. So I can't wait for that. It's free to attend. It is the best way to support local small businesses. you'll be able to hit 95 of them in one stop if you come down there Saturday.
So last time you were on this show, you were also putting together a big project of artwork throughout the city. How did that go? And then where does the motivation to bring so much together? Because without a focal point like yourself, a lot of that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I learned that in the last week when I had the flu. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of team that helps me, but I am the focal point. And if I don't say things, they don't get done. You know, I think things in my brain a lot, but I just really love seeing art and seeing people create and come together. And I think you're talking about the Black Lives Matter murals is the last time we were on together. That was a huge endeavor that our nonprofit put together. And we did 5, actually, I think there were more than 5, 6 streets, 6 large Black Lives Matter murals right as we met last time. And that was through Truth Market Collective. It was the largest creative placemaking in the country, I think, that they've done yet. We did a whole block of streets all around the city. You all might have heard about it. And actually, I have since resigned from Truth Market Collective because there was just too much. I cannot do everything at once. So hopefully Truth Market will keep going and doing the good things they do. But for now, I'm sticking here to Shop Local KC and working with it here on Main Street. So we've been doing a lot more murals, partnering with Spray KC. I just spoke to the League of Cities, who was here last weekend. Luckily, I did not go and take part in that big event with the flu. I got the flu right after I spoke, but the League of Cities came here. We had a summit where mayors and council people from all over, and they came.
Nellie
just why didn't they tell me that? I'm like mad at Mayor Lucas. If you're watching this, why didn't you tell me you were gonna be hanging out with Nellie later? So they had us go and talk about the awesome community building we've done under the bridge in the West Bottoms. The city did a really cool green infrastructure plan where down in the West Bottoms under the 670 overpass, they needed to do some flood plain, you know, I can't think of the right word right now because I still have flu brain, but they basically did a $14 million project where it won't flood under there anymore. And they created a beautiful green space. And we've been the only people to do events under there so far. And we partnered with American Shaman to do some beautiful murals on these culverts because, you know, people go and graffiti things. That's one of the things that happens in an area like the West Bottoms that isn't populated. And you guys see graffiti everywhere. But what I've learned is that if artists come out and they put a mural on a space, then nobody's going to tag it because they respect it and they respect the story that mural tells. So with the help of American Shaman, we've done 12 murals down there and none of them have been tagged that I know of. And that was the same thing with Black Lives Matter. No one tagged them except the racist people in Briarcliff, but we fixed that and we went higher and we re-tagged them with beautiful things. So art is just such a great way for people to, you know, come to places they wouldn't normally be at. And if I can pop my craft fair up, I'm doing it and letting everybody sell too.
I also think that a lot of times some of the graffiti artists are the best artists. They just needed the correct outlet, right? Like there's some
totally
cool graffiti.
Yeah, the graffiti is an art, and that's kind of what it is. It's like you're saying, I'm here, right? But if someone else has already said that in a beautiful way, they're not going to tag over that. Only they'll probably tag over a name.
Go ahead, Scott.
Katie, how old do you think Nellie is?
Oh my God. Okay.
My age. He's 2 years older than me.
No, you're not.
Aaron, he cannot be our age.
Yes, he is. Okay, listen. My college boyfriend, his brother was 2 years older than us, and him and Nellie graduated together. It's in the yearbook.
I have Google has him at 48. I just know Quentin's 37, I think 37, 38. So I was trying to figure out, it's like, you know,
Nellie was in high school with us.
Nellie's like, Quentin, how old are you? And why are we hanging out? He probably thought Quentin was older. So
wait, Aaron, you're younger than me, and I ain't 43. I'm 43.
Yeah,
I'm 43. He was in
older
at the same time as us. I think maybe he was a freshman and he was a senior when we were freshmen or something.
Oh my God.
I know he's in the yearbook, guys. I can prove it. You want me to call him? Okay. Yes, they went to U City, I think is what it's called in St. Louis.
Yep, U City, baby.
Got it. I got it. All right. Am I saying your name right? Is it Keliah?
It's Keliah.
Keliah. Okay. So close. Keliah, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Yes, so my name is Keliah Smith, and I am the owner, the CEO, and illustrator of CRWND Illustrations. I am a native to Kansas City, born and raised. What I do with my brand is I create inclusive and representation products, from greeting cards to notebooks to stickers, well, my greeting cards are handcrafted, and these are just kind of a few of the greeting cards that I handcraft right here in my studio. Um, and I do all of my art via, you can see it. Oh, that's one back. Well, the screen is kind of turning, but I do all my art on my tablet. So,
where do people buy your cards?
yes, so my cards are on Etsy, and they're also on my website, which is www.crownedillustrations.com. I also do a lot of local pop-ups throughout the city, like Katie and forgot your name. She's new, but Chelsey. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with both of these two. I've done several pop-ups with them. And so through Etsy, my website, and local pop-ups, that's kind of how I get the word out about my products.
Keliah, who is a...
Keliah, say your name correctly.
Keliah. Hey,
You're fine.
Keliah,
I already messed it up.
what was a client of yours that you did not expect that would be a really big client? Is there like an industry or an organization that really took off that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, so I recently partnered with Hallmark. I partnered with Hallmark on a particular pouch and a sticker sheet. Yes. Excited. Yeah, I partnered with them. I connected with them last September, and as of this past September, August, was when we actually did the launch of the products. So
awesome. And then how did you get into this? Like,
yeah,
right? Like, were you always artistic? When did you decide to make it a business? How'd you get into it?
yeah, so as a child, I've always been artistic. I love to draw. Picked up a pencil around the age of 5. Stopped drawing probably about teenage years, 10, 11 years old. I didn't pick up drawing again until about 20 years later, right after I had my twin children. I have boy and girl twins who are now 8. I picked it up during kind of a downward spiral, just a moment in time where everything was just kind of hitting at once. You know, everything that you can think of, from losing my job to just, car, giving craps. And so didn't have a car, didn't have no means of income, had to kind of just take a breather and a break, and moved in with family. And during this downward spiral, like in between applying for jobs and really just trying to get back on my feet, I had to find like something like a means of releasing, the anger, the frustration, the anxiety. And so through that, I tapped back into my art. So
how did it become cards and a business?
It became cards. I was doing my art, and it wasn't even for business. I was doing my art just out of, like, it was therapeutic for me. I shared it on social media. I'd share it, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, you should put that, on a tote bag. You should put that on a t-shirt." And I had one particular lady who reached out to me, and she needed a card to give to her sister. And she was like, if I can give you some keywords, could you put it inside the card? And I trust you, I'm just going to give you these keywords. And if you could create this card for me, I would be so, appreciative. So I took out the time, sat with me. Both me and my mom loved poetry. That was also something I did as a child. And she's just always been naturally good at just writing, just with words. And so I'm like, Mom, I've got this client who really wants this card. I sit down and we came up with a card. We came up with a poem to put inside the card. And after giving it to the client was like in tears. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this, like, I don't know if this is the area that you want to go in, but this is like perfect. You know, you hit it right on the nail. She said both her and her sister just sat there crying that she couldn't find, there was no card out there like that. So that kind of sparked the fire. And from there, like, I've just been kind of creating cards since. So
that's awesome. And how'd you get the Hallmark gig?
I got the Hallmark gig. I actually went to school with so Shika, who is she is on the Mahogany team. She had reached out to me. She knew of my products just from her and I being local and having gone to, we both attended Missouri State. And so she reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I know you make amazing product. You know, Hallmark is looking for people to kind of interview, like they're wanting to brand with local businesses. And I think you'd be a good, you know, good candidate. So.
Awesome. It's all about who you know
That
at
is
the
awesome.
end of the day, isn't it?
It is.
Awesome. Okay, so where do we buy the cards? Your Etsy shop,
Yes.
your website, right?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And the Etsy shop is CRWND Illustrations, and my website is crownedillustrations.com. So
Got it.
Can you spell, isn't the crown spelled a little bit different?
it is. It's like an acronym. So it's CRWND illustrations.com.
Perfect. Just want to make sure everyone can find it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Okay, Chelsey, who are you? What do you do? And how do you get to Kansas City?
Hello, everyone. Let's just appreciate those stories. I love being a small business owner because it's the stories that really capture you in. And I'm just like, oh man, like I know this is Drinks with Leaders, but I feel like I needed a blanket and maybe like a fire pit in the middle. Maybe we spend the night at my house. I don't know. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Chelsey M. I'm your educator turned serial entrepreneur. I come to you with background in education, but a passion for entrepreneurship since 2020. KC Black Owned is this great organization where we house over 300 Black businesses who are all just like Denisha, just like Keliah. Keliah. I don't know why I'm messing up on that. I never mess up on
When you
it.
first hear something, you say it, and it sounds like Keliah, but then I mess it up, and then you hear it. So I'm horrible with vowels because I'm dyslexic, so I hate when they're all together.
Gotcha.
My bad.
Okay. So we have a combination of 300 Black owned businesses with stories just like Denisha, just like CRWND Illustrations, who are hard to find, right? So we all are in this business because we had a problem that needed a solution. So my solution to helping everyone out was I was looking for Black owned businesses. I'm not from here. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I moved here because of my husband's job. So I've only been here since 2019. I know. Made a big impact in a short amount of time. Got it. So I was looking for Black owned businesses, went to Google, nothing. Went to some other sites and it was like hit or miss. Like, are you open? Are you not? Like, what's going on here? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start something for millennials. I only thought about my age group. But then I realized there were people 65, 55, 45, 18, 17 looking for internships, looking for jobs, looking for opportunities, looking for different ways to shop Black, to really grow that Black dollar. And so if you go to our website, kcblackowned.org, you will notice that we have a directory filled with businesses from beauty all the way to, I don't know. We just have some very extreme
cards and peach cobblers.
Yeah, peach cobbler, barbecue sauce that's vegan. We bring a lot to the table. And as far as
I have a quick question on that.
Oh yeah,
if you're vegan, what do you need the barbecue sauce for? What are you thinking on?
All the ingredients in the barbecue sauce are.
Well, what are they eating the barbecue sauce on?
I'm not sure.
There's
But
a lot of things
the
that are
Worcestershire,
you can use barbecue sauce on that are protein or not meat.
Mm-hmm.
I you know what? This dude right here probably 5 days a week eats vegan.
Really?
Yeah, it's just you. I mean, the vegan barbecue sauce sounds great. Just a lot of red meats, no bueno.
All right. Sorry, that was a side note.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So no, you're fine. So just like everyone has stated, like love Katie, know Katie, Denisha, like everyone here, we just all kind of like know each other. We do pop-ups around the city that are curated specifically for people who are looking to shop Black. For those of you looking to shop this weekend, there are a multitude of places that you can find us. If you would like to shop Black, we have a store called the Black Pantry. It's a little bit different. Sometimes people get us mixed up. The Black Pantry, they have Black-owned products from all around the United States, also local pieces in his Lee Summit store and Midtown. I think that's Midtown. Yeah. But if you're looking for some other places to shop, we'll have people at Tierdra Design, which is in the plaza. We have some friends that will be over. Oh my gosh, I should know this.
At the City Market?
Yeah, at City Market for sure. Everyone's going to be spread out. So hopefully the big hot spots that you go to this weekend, I want to challenge everyone to shop Black. One thing that I do challenge individuals to do, not only shopping Black, shopping Asian, shopping LGBTQIA+, like we all need to challenge ourselves to be in those different environments, those different communities, because we all need each other to continue to grow. So this is not a movement like, oh, you did this for George Floyd. While that may have helped get my message across, this is a lifestyle change where we are intentionally using our dollar in other communities. So that is just something I want to reiterate across the board here. But we are on Instagram. People know me as the Instagram Real Queen. If you hear someone jumping in the background, that's my 8-month-old. We call him Bam Bam right now. That's why I had to go pause for a little bit. So KCBlackOwned.org. KC Black-owned on Instagram. LinkedIn is just Dr. Chelsey M. But yeah, what questions do you guys have for me?
So if you hear doors slamming, it's my 16-year-old. It just gets better.
So Dr. Chelsey M, your 8-month-old Bam Bam's name is?
CJ.
CJ. So,
or maybe KCBO.
Yeah. So, well, hello, CJ. And that is awesome. Now, when I was talking to Kitty, like, where does this inspiration come from to take on these monumental tasks of aggregating all this information for the greater good? Where does that motivation come from? Not the situation, but just in general, use it as an executive.
That's a good question. I really think it comes from my background in education, right? So I was a teacher for over 10 years. I taught in all different realms. And so being a teacher, our transferable skill set is like quick. All right, we need you today. Oh, 52 more kids added to your roster, teach them, and they need all A's by the end of the year. So I think being adaptable and flexible in just any situation has allowed me to really be successful in this business. Now, is it easy? Oh my gosh, no. Are there days where I'm like, ah? But I always, say I'm the Lorax. I'm standing here. I speak for the trees. There are Black-owned businesses, our business owners who, like me, Denisha, and Keliah, we can work our 9 to 5, but there's others who have to go and get another job or another 3 just to run their business and do other things, raise their family, have their husbands, boyfriends, and all of that. So it's a huge problem. And then, I got my PhD in curriculum and instruction. So that made the number nerd in me like, let's look at the analytics. Oh, wow. 50% only make it in how many years? So just that kind of data is really continuing to drive me as it would had I stayed in education. But, hey, I'm still kind of in it. I'm teaching people.
What's the business model? How do you make money? I don't even know how much money you make, but how do you make money?
Yeah, so we make money in lots of different ways. We have donations, we have memberships. So the business owners will come to us, kind of secure a membership, and then they have access to different things. We're partnered with Visit KC and the city of KC and KC Biz Care. So those are the types of things that keep us kind of connected so that we can be more impactful in the city.
And then is the Facebook group KC Black-owned yours? Is that its own thing?
No, that's someone else.
All right, you should trademark that.
Chelsey, are you friends with Linda Endicott of Rockhurst University or Andre Davis by any chance?
No, are they on the live? Hello, email me.
No, they're not. I was trying to think if you put it together, but Linda had a pamphlet, and it was all. It was like Nonprofit Connect, but for Black-owned businesses.
Oh, the NEAR project.
It's very. I think. I mean, the point of it is I have it here, and it's just so valuable to have all that information aggregated and put together. And so, but whatever you reference, I would assume that is it. But the point is it's just so being able to connect people to know where it's located. Hopefully, is common knowledge more and more as the years roll on, so that people know exactly where to go. But the entry point of where it starts is with a lot of people on this panel, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and I will say there are others that are in our. I share the market with a lot of other people, but one thing that I think makes KC Black-owned stand out is our strategic partnerships with everyone in every capacity. So I've worked with Katie, I've worked with the city, I've worked with Visit KC, I've worked with Jackie from Cafe. So it's all about bringing communities together to uplift one another and not just in one lane, if you will. So there are other people that share the market that are doing great things for the community, but as long as we're all lifting up Black-owned businesses and being connected, I'm okay with that.
Cool. All right, let's go to our Burns and McDonnell question of the day. And as soon as we're done, Denisha, you jump in with your answer.
Hi, I'm Marion Nguyen, and I'm a project coordinator at Burns and McDonnell. And my question of the day is, how do you prioritize in your business?
Okay, I really couldn't hear her. So
how do you prioritize in your business when you have a business and you have to do all the things? How do you prioritize?
Honestly, I just weigh out which one needs the most attention currently. You know, I have the luxury and blessing of being able to bring on some internships. And one of them is definitely going to be assigned to assist my daily day in and day out operation. So I'm thankful for that, but I definitely just try to figure out what needs my attention the most right now. So if I know that one of my high traffic stores is the location on 63rd Street, and they are probably 3 Cobblers in, and I have another location that is, let's say, Grain Valley. They have maybe 10 Cobblers, but they both are low. You know, which one am I going to go stock first? I'm going to go stock the high traffic one that has the lowest amount because they're the high traffic stores, you know. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just giving an example. I just have to prioritize that way. But every day we're adding something else to our schedule. So now Sweet Peaches Cobblers, another nugget that you all get to get, has our own pie crust. Ooh. Yeah, we have our own pie crust now. So right now I'm having to balance prioritizing what's important. And again, it's a need, as Chelsey was saying. Our vendors were not able to supply our pie crust within a certain amount of time. So I had to figure out, hey, how are we going to get this quickly? I got my own recipe co-packaged. And so now I can start selling my pie crust wholesale as well. Nice.
That is awesome. And so the quick comment, I always call it juggling chainsaws. It's like which one to hit next. And so Erin, who I get to talk to every week, is an entrepreneur. She's always has so many things going on, and you just got to focus on what the highest priority is. But oh my gosh, what a nugget! So the pie crust, which me as a parent of 2 young toddlers, so hello to CJ if he's listening, is worry about the ingredients, and so it's so awesome. Kansas City has a pie crust that you can go to, and you know it's made with good ingredients. So. Do you give yourself credit for that idea, or who came up with that idea? Because it's brilliant. I feel like more people need to know that there's pie crust that has organic or real ingredients.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give myself the credit. I honestly, if it wasn't for these other stores not supplying our needs when we needed them to, it wouldn't even have existed. So, it was honestly just something that was needed, and also I know what it tastes like. I know what's in it. I know how long it will last. I mean, when you get all these products that have all of these preservatives in it, it'll last you for a long time. And that's how you know that it's so many preservatives in it, because life shelf should not be a year for a pie crust. You know, honestly, life shelf for a pie crust is around 3 days before it needs to be frozen. So if you're getting pie crust off of the shelf and it's only sitting in the cooler and not a freezer, you have to look at how many preservatives are in that pie crust.
Wow.
So 3 days in a year is a big difference.
Wow.
I'm not going to tell you how long I've had this pie crust over here. I'm not going to tell you. Promised my daughter we'd do a pie a while ago. I don't know why I did that. I'm just going to send her to your house.
And then, sorry, your pie crust is available in all the stores that's available?
No, it's on our products now, but I'm not putting it out until spring for sale.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Aaron. Didn't mean to interrupt.
So you're using it for your own products, then it'll go on sale in the spring.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I'm just going to buy your pies because I'm not good with pie crust. All right, Katie. How do you prioritize? You got a million things going on. How do you prioritize?
Not very well. I use Trello. It's kind of been a lifesaver. I do have so many things going on, and I use Trello. And if no one's heard of it, it's this amazing software where you can literally like move things around. And I have a really fun thing in my done column that my assistant set up. When we move something to the done column, it literally like goes pew, and like a little check mark comes up big and green, so you feel really good about yourself. That's really helped me a lot. I'm really bad at keeping things in my brain and not letting them out of my brain. And so my husband is always like, babe, I have no idea how you do it. And I'm like, I think I just have I really do believe I have ADHD that's undiagnosed. And I know that a lot of people say that, but I think it's my superpower, because somehow I can get all these things done in my brain. And then I delegate other tasks by using Trello, and I prioritize the things that are really important by the things that need to get done soonest. So like the things that are due today are my biggest priorities, and then other things can work down the line later. But if no one's heard of Trello, use it. This is not a paid advertisement for Trello, but I love you, Trello.
I have a lot of boring CFOs that run major companies that use Trello. So they didn't sponsor the show. I'm not trying to
get them to, guys.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not against that.
Not trying to diagnose Aaron and I with ADD, but I think we're good connectors. Katie, do you think that's why you're a good connector? Is because you don't allow your mind to focus on one thing. You're able to see things and distract yourself, but it makes you happy when you can find a connection. What do you think?
So happy that you just explained my whole life. I feel that way about everything. I actually, is a fault of mine, because sometimes I connect so many people, then I'm like, what did I just do? Where am I? Am I gone? Oh, like I'm surrounded by things right now that I wanted to show you all. And there's so many, I don't even know what I can show you first, because I want to show all these makers.
Well, then show one. Come on, give a
this
clip.
Is fun. So in my shop local KC, you can find it says "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." You know, it's from the it's the Red Rock Christmas Story. That's by Green Bee Tea Towels. Look at these cuties.
Oh, those are so cute.
They're earrings. I got a lot of things. You'll be able to find all this at my shop and online and at the Strawberry Swing. But yeah, I pulled some things out so I could share the makers.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Keliah, how do you prioritize? Especially with twins.
Yeah. If I could be honest, I'm still figuring it out. I truly am. It's just kind of like everyone else has said, it kind of like what is in demand at the moment, you know, like holidays here, people are wanting holiday cards. So it kind of puts other things kind of, you know, on the back burner. Also with the planner, like planners work really well for me. Physical planners. Yep. And I actually create my own, but I don't have any right now. But yeah, just with the physical planner, being able to add stickers and different, different information, different dates. But other than that, like I truly am still trying to figure it out. Like I'm at a place right now where I really do need a team. I need kind of some organization. I've been growing this for 6 years, all wearing all the hats, and I'm like, I'm ready to release some of these hats. So.
All right, Chelsey, how about you?
Much like everyone else, really don't know what I'm doing, but again, transferable skills here. So using a planner is very important. Hold on.
And by the way, if you need to hold CJ, my toddler
Yeah,
toddler's made many appearances on the show. But CJ, what's up?
His hair would not be done. Say hi.
Hey.
He won Carter's Baby of the Month, so we are pretty popular over here. But okay, back to the question.
Oh my God,
so
stop it.
I do use my planner, but see, so like Casey Black Owned, we're busy during February, June, and August, right? Black History Month, Juneteenth, and Small Black Business Month. So I at least know those months are going to be the busiest. And then for all the other months, I'm like, okay, let's have at least 2 pop-ups. And then I try to at least connect with someone on it and schedule breaks like December and January and July. So I don't know if that's the best. I don't know how I came up with it, but it's just kind of like where we are right now. And it's kind of working. Of course, everything could be better. But she asked a really great question, and I think I know her.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I want to answer this question too, because I have worked really hard on figuring this out. And I often get told that I get more done in a day than most people get done in a week. I have 2 kiddos by myself as well and a few businesses. So I calendar block like nobody's business, and I force myself to stick to the calendar blocks, right? So even if I'm not done, but this next thing has to go, then I just have to put a calendar block to finish. And I force myself to fix those calendar blocks. And also I have had to learn to delegate, which is very hard when it's your business, but you have to learn to delegate. But Felicia says she also loves having a physical planner. So sorry for my shocked look that you had a physical planner.
Apparently. Yeah, Chelsey and Keliah, they get their physical planners, which, by the way, is
what reminds you that it's time to go to the next thing? I really depend on that 10-minute reminder, right? And then Raquel says, "Thank you for sharing your businesses." I love Raquel. So, okay, awesome. Listen, we have about 12 minutes left, so we're going to stick to 2 to 3 minute answers. But let's do this. I want to talk about how are we rounding out 2022, and with 6 weeks left before 2023, what are our goals going into next year as a business? Denisha, let's start with you.
Our goal is to be in 45 stores by the end of this year. And we're right on track, right on target to be there. So, and we're wanting to add 1 more major states to the barbecue festival for us that we travel with. So that's what we have.
And what about in 2023?
2023, we plan on going outside of Missouri and Kansas lines. We are hitting Iowa, Minnesota, and Wichita. I know that's Kansas, but that's pretty far in Kansas. But yeah, so those are the 3 states that we're hitting immediately starting next year, 2023. And our goal is to be in 135 stores by the end of next year.
So I used to live in Dallas, and I'm just telling you, I think those peach cobblers would do really well in Dallas.
Well, the Barbecue Fest did go to Dallas this year, but we did not go. I didn't go to Dallas only because we just won the Hy-Vee grant, and our biggest project was getting the cold packer going because it was slowing down our production. And so I had to make sure, again, that I had to prioritize the money of where it was going for that cold packer. So the cold packer started our pie crust, but by spring of next year, if everything still is in alignment, they will be producing our whole product. So they're just doing our pie crust now, but by spring of next year, they will be doing the full unit.
And then Dallas it is.
And then Dallas it is.
Perfect.
I have so many questions we got to get everyone in, but I got to hear the barbecue connection. But it's another time for another story.
Oh.
So he wants to do coffee is what he's saying. Or drink.
Okay.
Katie, how's 2022 shaping up for you and what are 2023 goals?
Aaron, I cannot even think about that yet. My priorities lay in the holiday swing. No, mine is similar to what you said. I would love to take the strawberry swing to other states. So far, the strawberry swing has only gone to Missouri and Kansas, but in Missouri, we pretty much stayed in Kansas City. We've gone to Wichita and have Topeka, but I am probably going to be moving to other big cities where they need something like the strawberry swing. It's very easy for me to, I shouldn't say that, knock on wood. The strawberry swing is kind of like, I can do it in my sleep now since I've had 11 years working so hard at it. And I know there are cities like St. Louis really wants us to bring it there. So being able to pop up our craft fair in other cities and help makers in other cities, the greatest part about it is it's a very low environmental impact. We just come in, everyone has their own tents, we pop up, everyone goes and shops, and we leave. And I'm hoping we can spread that out to other cities where I have either a connection in that city that can help be me and I can just guide them, or I can take, some vacations to that city that one weekend when the swing is going on.
Maybe Nelly will show up when you're in St. Louis.
Maybe Nelly will show up. And before we end, I really want to, can I read you guys a fact about shopping local and why it's so important?
Yes.
Okay. I have an infographic up on my screen. So if you see me reading, I just want to read these really quick because this is like my why and all of our why and why we should all shop locally instead of going to Amazon. Buying locally reduces the fuel necessary to acquire goods for our homes, businesses, and bellies. It demonstrates community pride. So by patronizing the local hardware store instead of a big box alternative, we contribute to helping a local business stay in business in today's challenging. We're all being challenged right now after COVID. Buying locally strengthens our communities. Local purchases keep the wealth in our neighborhoods, increasing the prosperity for the people around us instead of going to a faraway corporation like Amazon. Buying locally gets us out of the house or office and outside onto the street where we interact, connect, and network with others who live and work around us. And in doing so, we expand our own community. So like you get to meet Chelsey if you go to her pop-ups. Buying locally enables us to invest directly into our local economy, and we will contribute to all the local jobs and create new jobs. And local businesses are most ardent supporters of parks, libraries, events, and the greater area that makes our cities amazing. Thank you for letting me share that.
Good job. Thank you for sharing that.
Katie, and if you do come up with this stat I would assume that for every dollar spent locally is X dollar to our local.
Yeah, I have that. I just don't want to go for 3 minutes.
And
I'm
so
going to give you guys my graphic. I'll link it in so you can share it.
As business nerds, we should all be following that because it's smart to invest in our own cities for our own self-perpetuation.
Yeah, and it's more expensive to shop local. That is true. I assumed all the risk of my store and I bought everything you see here wholesale because I wanted to support the makers. I went into debt to do that, which I know I will get out of that debt. I got, but it is so important because then we support Gem. This is a cocktail kit of good, bitters, best, but it may be a little bit more expensive to purchase, but it's so worth it because that money does go right back into the community. I think it's at my store, 97 cents to every dollar will remain here. The only dollar that will leave will be if I bought like some shredded packaging that might have maybe come from China. Honestly, everything stays here.
It's amazing. Okay, Keliah, goals. 2022 wrapping up, and how's 2023?
Yeah, so 2022 wrapping up. I will be honest that that inflation that happened earlier this year kind of took a little bit of a hit on the business. I already handcraft my cards, so as you can imagine, the price is a little bit up there. So I had to increase my prices. And that has been a little bit of a struggle to continue that momentum that was there in the beginning of the year. So one thing that a lot of my customers have been asking was for a greeting card box, like something that they can get a bulk of cards in one box or in one purchase. So that is actually what I'm working on. So 2023, I'm looking for like a bulk card box. The goal is to also get into at least 10 to 15 local stores here in Kansas City. Also partner with, my goal is to do at least 2 other big box brands. I was not expecting Hallmark this year, so that really caught me by surprise. And I'd like to get in some publications, Essence, Ebony. So I've got big goals, so.
Keliah, I gotta applaud you for your goals. It was bam, 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 bam. 4 solid goals that you have there. But if you don't put it out there and someone on the show isn't listening, or the people on the panel, you don't know what that is. And I always tell people that you kind of have to lead the horse to water, or people or whomever. Like if you don't share how to point people, they're going to give you a blue ocean. But if you tell them exactly what it is and your goals are on point.
Thank you.
How about you, Chelsey?
Yes. So I have connected with some other individuals and organizations who do what I do through social media. And so we are in the works of connecting to do some different events together. And that is in St. Louis and Arkansas.
Okay. And how is 2022 shaping up? Is it exactly what you thought it would be? Is it better?
Yeah. No. See, what I'm dealing with now is like, how do you juggle, family emergencies and then running a business where people are like counting on you? And so it's a lot. Yeah. Not to mellow it out as we end, but
Chelsey, Aaron makes me. I just about 10 years ago just only worked with working moms, and I think if you work with working moms, they're very understandable. So toddlers have been on the show all the time, and obviously I'm biased with toddlers. So CJ is making his podcast debut, but it's kind of like every entrepreneur is juggling chainsaws.
I don't know if you heard her. She just kind of slid it in there, though. CJ's sorry, I'm coughing.
This is his first time?
He was actually say what prize he won.
He won Carter's Baby of the Month.
Yeah, he's a big time model. This is nothing to him. We're peanuts to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Chelsey, you'll get it. You'll figure it out. Right? You just get the right people in the right places, and then then you fall down a whole flight of stairs and you got people to run your business when you can't.
Right. No pun intended.
I fell down a flight of stairs and my business is still going. And I broke every bone in my left leg in July. And my business is still going. So just got to get the right people in the right places and your processes down. Processes, which is hard for all of us entrepreneurs. Once those are down, that thing runs, even when you got to step away.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, here's the thing. We really, really, really want to encourage you all to shop local this weekend. There's going to be a lot of shopping going on. There's going to be a lot of money spent. We were very intentional on making sure that you knew some places that you could go shop local. So please go shop local. I have tagged everybody on LinkedIn, over on the LinkedIn space, on Facebook and YouTube. We have added their website so you can see that. So if you have a question, if you are looking for something, reach out to all of these ladies. They would love for you to shop with them. Mm-hmm. I'm already on top of this cobbler, by the way. Dallas, I'm just going to bring it with me. So please shop local. Thank you so much to every single one of you guys. If you guys will hang on for me 1 second and let us get off live. And then thank you so much to Bank Blue Valley and Burns and McDonnell. And Scott, thank you to you for co-hosting this with me.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you same time, same place next week. We are doing our Giving Tuesday show with 4 nonprofits. So make sure you come back. All right. Bye, guys. See ya.